All right, doing a live stream here. And for some reason, the connection is a bit on the low side. It's kind of fluctuating. So, we'll just roll with it and see what happens. But yeah, so we're going to catch up a little bit here. Hey, DJ, hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Um, Today, just hanging around. And yeah, I mean, figured why not do a live stream here? Up to no good. But tomorrow night, hey, Scotty. Yeah, I did write you back in an email about Saturday. Damn, Saturday night about the Mortal Kombat commentary. I don't know if 8:30 my end is good, which would be 7:30 for you, if that works. But okay, so tomorrow night I'm doing a live stream with Jamie Hart, and that's going to be at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturday night, me, Scotty, and Gabo, Alex, we're going to do the Mortal Kombat reboot commentary. So be on the lookout for those. And by then, I'm going to have my new webcam set up, which I haven't done yet. I've had the thing for a week and a half or two, and I've been waiting to, have a couple of days here. And, so between now and tomorrow, I'm going to install the new webcam. And so, it should look better. Top three Carl Weathers acting performances. Well, number one, you have to go with Apollo Creed. Number two, Chubbs Peterson. And number three, Action Jackson. If I could talk right. Not like, Action Jackson's number three. So Apollo Creed, Chubbs, and Action Jackson. Yeah, so I've been playing with them like in here, it's not the best in regards to lighting, so I've been playing around with it. And but yeah, maybe when we install this new webcam, we can then I have to learn a little bit about the webcam and learn about the settings and all that stuff. I've never seen the first one. I really don't have an opinion on it. Yeah, well, that's the thing. With Carl Weathers, I've only seen, of course, all the Rocky movies, Rocky 1 through 4, Happy Gilmore, Action Jackson, but The Mandalorian, which he was good in. But I haven't, but he didn't really do a lot either. There's not a lot of, other movies. I mean, I've heard of some that he did, like Hurricane Smith, which was a little action movie back in the day. I've heard of that one. But there's not too many that, aside from the ones that I mentioned that I've seen. What type of webcam is it? Well, I thought I brought it in here, but let me go get it real quick. All right. It is a 4K Pro X webcam. And I spent a little bit on this because, this webcam here, it's been good. It's been fine. But, I've been using it for the past 4 years or five, maybe 4 years. But I've been, it's time to upgrade. So, I was going to, again, this was a little bit as far as cost, but it should work. So we'll install that later on. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I mean, and that's the interesting thing, webcams, they kind of range, from low to high as far as the prices. I mean, the next thing for me is to get a new microphone. And, this one here, this is a Fifine microphone, and it works good. Um, it's kind of like, I think what I paid for it was like $35. It wasn't much, but I would love to get like a podcast microphone again. I had one at one point, but something broke on it. So at some point I will get a new microphone. So I have a new webcam, and down the road I'll get a new microphone. Megan Mine 2. I've never seen the first one, so I really don't have a thought on it. And again, I know the lighting's not the greatest in here, but hopefully, when I install this, maybe it'll look better. Maybe I can play with the lighting, whatever kind of settings. There's, there will be. So yeah. I did see like a snippet of that, and I haven't seen the first one, so why would I want to watch that one? I did see some movies recently. Last Saturday, I spent the day with a lady friend, and nothing happened. But we watched a few movies together. We watched Get Out. Yeah, Get Out. I thought Get Out was very good. Nope, which I liked. Unfortunately, The Exorcist Believer, which was just lame and forgettable, and Leatherface 3, which I had some fun with. So we watched those. Hey, Ali. But yeah, Get Out was very good. The Exorcist Believer was just lame and in one ear out the other. It's just bad, forgettable, generic, vanilla. Whatever term you want to throw in there, it perfectly sums up the movie. Yeah, Louis good. Louis outside. He's just okay. So some things have happened since I've done a live stream here. My parents, they have taken in a dog. So the dog is downstairs, and it's a Staffordshire Terrier. It looks like a pit, but it's not a pit. And she's just very calm. She's very relaxed, very friendly. And so some of the cats, cats and dogs living together. It's mass hysteria, in the words of Peter Venkman. But she's still getting along with the cats, but not quite there yet. Louis, he's mostly outside now. He spends his time outside, and so I saw him this morning, and Louis is getting fat, man. He's getting big. He's getting fat. Eat a bunch of food, and maybe one day, I'll show him again. But he's been outside. So, yeah. No, so we didn't get a dog. A dog has been hanging around here. It was a stray. And my parents put it out on Facebook. Is anyone interested in this dog? And nobody was interested. And so they decided to keep her. And yeah, so right now they have 2 dogs and 4 cats. Yeah, so it's like an animal sanctuary here. Hey man, movie, TV show, and video game fan. Yeah, so I don't really, the only pet that I have is Louie, and the other pets, they're theirs. Hey Jamie in the chat. And I did get this shirt. So I had a little downtime yesterday from work, and I went to the mall, and I went into Spencer's, and I got this Killer Clowns t-shirt. And they almost got me because it was like buy one, get one half off. And I'm like, I'll just get one from now, But FYE had some good shirts too. I didn't get one from there, but I did get something from FYE. Oh, I got that for $5, FYE, and I haven't seen the show in forever. I'm like, why not? Yeah, I heard about that. We're getting a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. Yeah, I want to see The Beekeeper. It looks fun. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been in there in like maybe a year or two, but yeah, they got some cool T-shirts. I mean, they got the funny ones too, but I mean, they have a lot of good like horror T-shirts and stuff. And FYE had some. They had a Crow T-shirt, but they had no large. Like they didn't have any in large. And I was like, whatever. But this is probably going to be the last webcam. I mean, the last stream with this webcam because I have to install this. So tomorrow night, when me and Jamie do the stream, I should be using this. So I'll be using this, and if it all goes well and there's no issue with the installing process, I've never seen any of those movies. I know they're working on another one. It is a Logitech 4K Pro X webcam with Right Light 3 and HDR. And yeah, I spent a little bit on this, but I've been wanting to upgrade for a while, and that I mentioned too as well earlier. Now that I have this, at some point down the road, I want to get a new mic because this is a low end microphone. So trying to do one thing at a time here as far as upgrading the setup and stuff. But yeah, so I'll be coming in 4K if I don't break the camera with my ugly mug, because this morning my bathroom mirror shattered. It was freestanding anyways, which it shouldn't have been standing on the sink, but it was leaning like this anyways. And I think it's just there's been a lot of my brother and his wife going up and down the stairs lately. They don't live here, but they will. They're going to move in here sometime in March. And I think a lot of the going back and forth shook the mirror because it was already freestanding. And this morning it fell and it busted everywhere in the bathroom. And I was in here. I thought something fell off the banister. I mean, that's how loud it was. So they have to get a new mirror. And those aren't cheap. I mean, I got a mirror today, but I spent $15. The mirror that I need for a bathroom is going to cost $100, $100 or more. Yeah, I heard about they're doing a kangaroo slasher or something like that. Yeah, this webcam here, I think, I don't know. I've been using it for the past 4 years, but I want to say that I've had it longer. I don't know. Whenever I got this computer, which was probably 2019 or 2020, that's how long I've been using it. Oof. I haven't seen Cocaine Bear. Okay, that's cool. Hey, Junebug. Yeah, I mean this microphone, for a non-expensive mic, it's works fine. I just want something a little bit like, I had a podcast microphone at one point, but something broke on it. Yeah, I mean James Cameron, the guy that said that I don't want. I'm not picking up that True Lies 4K. That's for sure. I mean, I'll just stick with the DVD that I have. Oh, thank you. Well, I mean, it probably sounds better in here because in the office, I mean, and there's a reason why I moved back in here, but I think there's just a lot of stuff in here, so the sound is a bit better. Maybe the acoustic, if that's the term, is a bit better in here. That would never happen. James Cameron would never go back to practical effects. Yeah, I did hear about that. Apparently, David Leitch is doing another Jurassic, or they're getting him to direct a Jurassic World movie, but we're good on that. I mean, do we need any more? There's not much more that they can do unless they make it like a straight up, horror movie or, where maybe you could have like a dino and human hybrid. There's a Spanish bootleg of True Lies. Okay. I had no idea. Now just looking at movie news here. Yeah, probably. I don't think even a Jurassic World R-rated movie. I mean, they're not going to bring back Sam Neill. They're not going to bring back Jeff Goldblum. They're all too old. I mean, they came back for Dominion, but from what I understand, they didn't really have much screen time. Um, I didn't know about that. I didn't know about Hamilton Book Sale. Maybe I'll check it out after the stream here. I mean, of course. I mean, Chris Pratt. Do you really think he's going to come back for another one? It's not. I don't think Dominion set the world on fire as far as box office. I could be wrong. Maybe it did make a profit, but does anybody is anybody really talking about that movie now? I mean, for everybody in the chat, what more can they do with Jurassic World that hasn't been done already? I mean, out of between the Jurassic Park movies and Jurassic World, I like I like Jurassic Park. It's a classic. The Lost World has issues, but I still like it. Jurassic Park 3 is fun. I'm not a fan of Jurassic World. I thought the second one, which one was that one? Fallen Kingdom, I thought was a little bit better, but I haven't seen Dominion. Well, I thought the cancer went away. It's a reboot. Yeah, I mean, they would have to do something completely different. Like they would have to go. I don't know, do something completely different. I'm just getting water real quick. I should be drinking more water anyway. I'm on doing my workouts. But yeah, they would have to do something completely different. I mean, you can. I thought his cancer went away, but if he still has it, I hope he gets better. I did see like a thumbnail for it, or like I didn't see the trailer, but I saw maybe like a thumbnail for it. Apparently, it's only like 6 episodes. I liked the first Sonic movie, but I haven't seen the second one, so I can't. At some point, I'll check it out. Exactly. I mean, but they want to keep doing it. They want to keep, pulling from the nostalgia well. I mean, we got Beetlejuice 2 later on this year, and which is already in the can, and there might be a trailer at some point. But they just want to keep going to the nostalgia well. Yeah, Dino Crisis, Turok. Why not do a Turok movie? Yeah, we're not. I'm not watching another. Well, I didn't even see the first Winnie the Pooh slasher, but I'm not watching this. I'm not watching any of them. Well, I do have a PayPal. Um, maybe. I mean, that's up to you if you want to donate, but let me let me do this instead. All right, and that's if anybody is interested in donating, or I don't know if might. I don't know if you can copy and paste that, but there you go. Maybe. I mean, I know one thing that's been said that they're using a lot of practical effects, and apparently, according to the synopsis, there's a character that's dead. I have a feeling it's going to be Jeffrey Jones, and if that's the case, then I'm glad. um, but yeah, I read the synopsis, and apparently, it's something to do with Beetlejuice's wife. Jenna Ortega's character is going to be in relationship with a boy in town, so she may have her own little subplot. Uh, Beetlejuice still wants to marry Lydia, but Beetlejuice's wife is trying to bring him back, to the, you know, afterlife or whatever. So they did put out a synopsis. A Hunchback horror movie. Maybe. Alter Ego, if you wish it, they'll do it. Alter Ego, every idea you can come up with, you know, Tubi is writing this down. Tubi's taking notes. Yeah, I've seen some of those Blu-rays on Etsy. Uh, I got Are You Afraid of the Dark, the complete series on Blu-ray, which I've never shown before, but I do have it. And I got that from Etsy. I don't know about that. Well, I mean, okay, I said so. I paid 40 for Are You Afraid of the Dark? Which is the complete series, and for 40, you know, that's not bad. But for the Abyss, I don't know. I mean, maybe, but I can't. I'm not gonna. I'm trying not to spend anything right now. Next weekend is a convention, and to let you people know, I may have said this before, but for the convention next weekend, I told my brother to bring his GoPro. We're going to document the trip. We're not going to record any celebrities, obviously. They don't like that, but we're going to bring a camera, and along the way, we'll record and document the journey, document the adventure, and we'll put it up on YouTube. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can wait. Oh no, we're gonna stay as far as a look. It's funny you mentioned him because I saw apparently there's a new movie coming out with Kevin Spacey, and you could tell it was made overseas, and it just looks cheap. Um, but we're gonna stay far away from Kevin Spacey as possible. Hopefully, he'll be in his own little corner. I I told my brothers too, and I'm like, look, you know, you know, we're gonna be uh, just be careful. I mean, you don't know what kind of nut is going to be there at the convention, get a photo op with Kevin Spacey, and is going to lunge at him or some shit like that. And so, who in the right, no matter who in the right mind is going to get a photo op with Kevin Spacey. I mean, it's just aside from him, we're going to have a good time. I think. What do you mean by take care of him? I mean, look, I mean, what do you want me to do, Jim Bug? I mean, I know you're being funny, but I mean, it's going to be a weird, but hey, Rich, I saw you in the chat. But tomorrow, I will be mailing out that speed sign. But Rich, he won the giveaway, and I will be mailing out the speed sign tomorrow. And I know you're fooling Junebug, but man, it's just weird. The whole thing is just weird. I mean, to me, the roster is good enough. Uh, you didn't really need Kevin Spacey, but they threw him in last minute, and it's just going to be a weird vibe in the air. I mean, I look forward to meeting a few people like Lou Diamond Phillips and Michael Rosenbaum and maybe John Glover. Uh, but yeah, I mean, it's just going to be weird. Oh, believe me. I mean, I'm sure he's going to have like some kind of security posse. And no matter where he goes, he's going to be heavily guarded. I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet that he's going to be in his own plexiglass box for photos and autographs. Because again, you don't know what kind of nut is going to go in there and try and lunge at the usual suspect and do something crazy. And I think I'm willing to believe and bet now that security is going to be more heightened at this event. They might have metal detectors for all I know, which I haven't been to this particular convention in 4 years, and I don't remember there being metal detectors. I could be wrong, but with him being there, they might have them in there. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, they might give him his own freaking ballroom or whatever. I'm just glad that I'm going to be at another hotel. Like I'm staying at another hotel down the road. And I'm going to be with both of my brothers. So nothing's going to happen. Let's see. Just looking at movie news here. Oh boy. Oh geez. Here we go. Force feed moldy cheese, tasing the balls, and have Megatron pulverize. Who's Gabe Busey? Um, give Gary Busey moldy cheese. I'm gonna taste Seagal in the balls, and Megatron can pulverize Cosby. I guess. I know what you meant. I was just having fun. I'm like, who's Gabe Busey? It's snowing in Vegas. That's cool. It hasn't snowed here at all. I mean, North Carolina, we didn't have snow last year, and I don't think we're going to have snow this year. It's weird. It may still snow, but from the, I mean, we're going to be halfway through February and it hasn't snowed yet. Oh, no problem, Rich. Yeah, I agree. Apparently, Bob Odenkirk is doing a new action movie. It's not a sequel to Nobody, which I would have thought. I think they're still working on, but apparently he's doing a new action movie. Yeah, same here. I mean, it's unusual that for North Carolina, usually it would snow in January, and here we are. We're about halfway through February, and it hasn't done a thing. The coldest that it got was in January. I mean, I think it dropped down to the teens, but other than that, it hasn't really, you know, no snow whatsoever. I can believe it. 12, 14. An island for sale, 600 acres. You got to buy it. Buy the island and build Junebug Studios on the island. In fact, there's a movie studio from like maybe 20 minutes from here. I've never been to it, but I think I would love to go buy it. Um, yeah, I mean, it's like 20 minutes from here. It's kind of out in the stakes a little bit, but I mean, I like to, see it. I think they filmed something there, and I think Frankie Muniz filmed a movie there, but I'm not sure what it is. Spencer Carter, I have no idea. Yeah, I'll go there. Junebug World. Hey, no problem. What's the name of the film again? Because I know you've talked about it or made posts about it on Instagram and stuff. But I know, Rich, at some point we're going to do a live stream. I know you've been wanting to talk one on one. So maybe when I get back from the trip, we can set up a live stream. So there you go, Final Heist. So there you have it. Hey, Alex. Yeah, I mean, the weather here in North Carolina, it's pretty good. Oh, we're going to talk about Barbie? Oh, no. Well, I haven't seen it, so I don't know what I can really say about it. Yeah, The Relic is a good The Relic is a good movie. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm just going through movie news here. Oh, that's cool. You met Tom Selleck. My Bloody Valentine. I love the original movie, but I don't think they're going to make another one. Yeah, I still have to watch Twin Peaks. Uh, I had like okay, I had one of the DVD sets in my hand yesterday. I think of the first two seasons, but I didn't buy it. I mean, I was at Barnes and Noble, and I don't like to buy anything from there as far as movies because it's just too overpriced. Yeah, I did. I actually made a post about Carl Weathers. Yeah, I mean, I met him a few years ago. So the same convention that I'm going to next weekend, the last time that I've been to this convention was when I met Carl Weathers. So for next weekend, I got me an Apollo Creed T-shirt that should be coming in here in the next day or two. Um, but yeah, I did hear. Unfortunately, I was taking a nap that day, and Studio Red Band sent me a message, and I'm like, what does he mean by that? And then when I woke up, my sister-in-law had told me, and couldn't believe it. Yeah, I haven't seen the remake in a while, but I do love the original My Bloody Valentine. It's a good movie. I've never seen Hurricane Smith, but I've heard about it. Yeah, Predator's classic. Action Jackson's a fun movie. No, I haven't seen that. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. Creepy Crawler's toy, maybe a little bit, but I maybe vaguely remember. I'm not a big Family Guy fan. I mean, I've seen a little bit of the show, but I never got too heavy into the show. I just I don't know. I mean, I just never really got that much into Family Guy. Yeah, Happy Gilmore. Uh, yeah, he was Chubbs in the movie. I didn't ask him about that. I when I talked to him, I asked him about Predator. I knew he was in Happy Gilmore, but yeah, he's in that movie. And yeah, okay. So when I met him, it was a little bit weird. I mean, he was very nice, but it was a little bit weird because there was a few people waiting at his table, and one guy had gotten a table selfie with Carl Weathers. And I'm like, okay. And when it came around to me meeting Carl Weathers, he wasn't doing table selfies. But when I was talking to his handler, he kind of said very low, like, I think he'll do it for a certain price. So I don't know. It was a little bit weird. Like maybe he wasn't doing table selfies, but he would do it for a little bit more. He was doing photo ops, which I should have gotten a photo op with Carl Weathers, but I think it was the last day, and I was just kind of ready to get back, and I didn't have a lot of money left, and or I didn't want to spend a bunch, and so I just got his autograph and shook his hand, and he talked about Predator for a minute, but it was just a little bit weird that he wasn't doing table selfies, but I swear I saw him do a table selfie with a fan. And so that was weird. Uh, I mean, I've with Oz, I've only seen like the first episode. That's it. And I don't mind the show, but I guess. I mean, I guess why not give it a Blu-ray? My favorite Corey Haim movie is probably The Lost Boys. Yeah, I did see the trailer for that. It doesn't really appeal to me. I mean, it just really didn't do anything for me. I'm not the target audience. I mean, I like Ryan Reynolds, but it's just not for me. No, I haven't seen the trailer for the Quiet Place spinoff. Apparently, I know they're going to put out like a teaser for Deadpool 3 during the Super Bowl, and then they're going to release the full trailer. Yeah, I would say, I mean, I almost said License to Drive, but if I really think about it, The Lost Boys, you got to Silver Bullet's really good. I could have said that. Lucas, it's a good movie. Hey Typhoon, I don't think I've seen you in here before. That's cool. Yeah, well, it's funny. I did get this T-shirt recently. Speaking of that, bam. Yeah, I did get this recently for the convention. Yeah, so, but I'm trying to change it up a little bit. Like I have a lot of black T-shirts that are graphic tees. So the Apollo Creed one that's coming in here in the next day or two, it's a white T-shirt. So yeah, you're watching The Shining right now. That's cool. The first time I ever saw that movie, I was like 10 or 11, and I got sunburned real bad at the beach. And we were at the beach, and I laid out like I just laid down in the shack. I was covered in aloe vera, and I laid on the couch and watched the movie. That's the first time I ever saw The Shining. I'm game for it. Let's make it. Rich, if you're still in the chat, he can write it. So, Rich, if you're still in the chat, uh, come up with a script for an Amityville horror movie starring all of us. Yeah, I did. I've read a little bit about that. I mean, I just, for one, Shannon Doherty, she's already got cancer. Whatever time she has left, which I don't want to think about, uh, why are we, talking about 25-year-old beef? It's just, whether if it was Shannon Doherty being difficult to work with or Alyssa Milano, whichever or whoever it was, or whatever people believe, like why are we even going there? Why are we continuing to drag this on and still beefing over the show and that Shannon Doherty was fired? I never watched Charmed, but I've read a little bit about what apparently happened, that Shannon Doherty was fired from the show, that Alyssa Milano may have had or some say in it. Again, I'm a little bit fuzzy on, I don't know too much about that, but I think that's kind of what I get. Well, I mean, Shannon Doherty. Shannon Doherty has, I think she had a podcast. Well, I think she has a podcast, and Holly Marie Combs was on there, and Shannon Doherty brought up that she was fired from the show, and that Alyssa Milano may have something to do with it, and her like she had power play back in the day. But I would say, like I don't know a whole lot about it. I don't know the details. So, but that's kind of what I've been reading a little bit. I hope not. Well, that's what I'm saying. It seems like both Shannon Doherty, Melissa Milano, both had issues back in the day, and I don't know. It's just like I said, I don't know the details of the situation. And again, I've never really gotten into Charmed, but there's a lot of beef going on between Shannon Doherty, even still, like between her and Alyssa Milano, even through her dealing with cancer. And I'm like, why even why still drag this on, when you may not have a lot of time left, and you're talking about 25-year-old beef on your podcast or whatever. Let's just move on from it. I don't know. What are we going to name it? Yeah, he's the guy behind Brand X, like in Batman. No, maybe you could tomorrow night when we do that live stream, you can talk about that. Why do you not like the Musk? I mean, I got a Twitter, but it's not like I follow Elon Musk. So we can talk about that tomorrow night if you like. He puts the X in Triple X. Buffy was a good show. I only got the first 2 seasons. Probably the remastered. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I didn't listen to the podcast, but I was reading about it this morning, and apparently too. Okay, so there was this thing going around where apparently Larry David, and he was just playing around, where he was on some kind of news program or something, and he was smacking around Elmo, and it's just okay. So Will Wheaton went off on a little tirade in a paragraph. He was offended by the fact that Larry David smacked around Elmo and saying it was traumatic. And I just, come on, Will Wheaton. Back in the day, he was good in Stand By Me and Star Trek and even Toy Soldiers. But, I mean, the fact that you get offended by Larry David smacking around a puppet, maybe, has Will Wheaton ever seen the Three Stooges? What is up with that dude? That if people like Will Wheaton, and yeah, there you go. See, my camera just blurred up, and I bet that was Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton is getting into my connection. Damn it, Wesley. That damn Wesley Crusher is getting into my connection, messing with my internet. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what's up with Will Wheaton. Why is he such a goober? I think I remember a little bit about that. I maybe I remember a little bit about that comment. Exactly. And that goes for everybody. That goes for the whole cast of Charmed and Will Wheaton and just saying stuff to, you know, get a reaction or, get the people talking on Twitter or X. No, but my camera blurred when I was talking about Will Wheaton, so I'm theorizing that Will Wheaton is trying to get into my stream here. He's trying to hack the stream. That damn Wesley Crusher. Chopper Chicks in Zombie Town. I've never seen it. But let me know about it. Sinners and Saints. Okay. Let me see my phone. Oh, my phone. Now I'll probably go on for another 15 minutes or so because I got to straighten up and stuff. Yep, Saturday night we're gonna do the Mortal Kombat reboot commentary. Me, Scotty, and Gabbo. We're gonna start at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So mark it. Susan, I don't know about Susan Sarandon. That'd be cool. I haven't been to Universal since like 2003. Okay. Which movie? Sinners and Saints. Well, again, I haven't seen it. But what do you mean by does Scotty know about Susan Sarandon? Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat 21. I've seen it twice, and both times I don't like the movies. So, but Saturday night, I'll watch it with the guys, so maybe it won't be as bad. I've never seen it. Seven Amityville movies, Cool Duder, really? I've never seen it. Yeah, I've never seen Eurotrip. there's a lot of movies that you'll be surprised that I haven't seen yet that are, yeah, that are a lot of movies that I have that I still haven't seen. Like, I can name a few right here. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I have it on Blu-ray. Haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen Interstellar. I haven't seen. Um, no, there's more. Yeah, The Sixth Day is a good movie. I can't remember the score too much, but I do like the movie. American Pie or Clueless. I got to go with Clueless on that one. I think it's a smart. I mean, both movies are fun, but I think Clueless, the script is a little bit better directed, smarter script and stuff. American Pie is fun for what it is. It's a product. It's a product of its time, really. It's a good little time capsule. Now, which girl is this? Yeah, I want to check out The Sopranos. I've seen the pilot. Um, I don't know if I would go that far, but I still like the movie. Yeah, I didn't know they were still around. I don't even know who that is. Eskimo Lyman or Lamone. I have no idea who that is. Typhoon, I'm sorry. I mean, you can kind of say that. I mean, it's kind of like a lighter Total Recall. Lemon Popsicle? Okay, I never heard of it. I know what Taxi is, but I've never seen it. I mean, I'm aware of Taxi, but I mean, I know Andy Kaufman is in it, Tony Danza, Danny DeVito. Was it John Rat? No, that's I'm thinking about Cheers. Yeah, Christopher Lloyd's in it. I may have mentioned him already, and I forgot the other. I know it's a big cast, and I just forget one or two names. But I know Tony Danza, Christopher Lloyd, Andy Kaufman, Danny DeVito. I need to rewatch that movie again. Ghost is a classic. A ketchup popsicle and white gloves. Did you steal that line from Tommy Boy? Yeah, I've never seen the show, but yeah, that was like 10 or 12 years before I was born. Luc Besson, I love The Fifth Element, but I've heard some stuff about the dude. Have a good one. Rich? Hey, Zach, how's it going? Do I think Gene Siskel was too harsh on Arnold films? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you have to. I would love to go back and watch their videos and segments. Uh, Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel. They were a good team. I mean, they didn't always agree with each other, but they were fun to watch, and they were the OGs. Nowadays, we just have a lot of copycats and wannabes. Yeah, Arnold is. I think he's got a Super Bowl commercial. I think it's like a minute long, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Arnold. I did an Arnold marathon about a year or two ago, and I've seen him seen them all from Hercules in New York, which was awful, all the way up to Terminator Dark Fate. There's a lot of great movies that he did. Weird Science is classic. Favorite decades or decade for movies? I would say for me the 80s, but the 90s is close. I mean, you got to go with the 80s, right? Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing because I mean, these guys are not going to be around much longer, and I would love for them to talk about their movies. What was it like to work on this movie and that movie, and yeah, I mean, the guys that we grew up with, they're either pushing 80 or they're already 80. So yeah, yeah, like I said, I mean, when I install the new camera, I'll work on the lighting here. It's during the day, so it's a little bit weird right now. It's kind of like this orangey. I don't know what's going on here. So I'm not a big fan of the lighting, and I don't think the color in the back of you know, it's a weird kind of gray color. Yeah, you guys have to come up with some good questions tomorrow night. So yeah, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be me and Jamie, and you guys need to show up, ask questions, pick our brains, come up with fun questions, creative questions, crazy questions, as long as it's not personal. Favorite year? Well, you know, I mean, 1989, the year I was born, we had Love Shack, Cult of Personality. And there's so many more. I would say the year I was born. And the year I was born, too, is my favorite year for movies because you had Batman, you had Lethal Weapon 2, you had Uncle Buck, you had The Burbs, you had um, Tango and Cash, you had Kickboxer, you had Roadhouse. So I still need to watch the Godzilla movies. I mean, I've seen the 98 movie, and that's fun, but I haven't really seen the ones that came before. All right, so who's going to be there tomorrow night? Give me a thumbs up emoji. I know Jamie's going to be there, but are you guys going to be there tomorrow night? Yeah, so last time me and Jamie were going to get up and coincidentally, we both got sick at the same time, and it was weird. But now we're doing much better, and yeah, so it should be fun. Is there a popular 80s film that you find to be highly overrated or just plain bad? I would have to think about that. I mean, there's a lot of 80s movies that I've seen. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I have an answer. Yeah, I mean, yeah, She Drives Me Crazy. That came out that year. Yeah, Bat Dance from Prince. Because that year you had Skid Row, you had Motley Crue, they had some hits. Millie Vanilli. Yeah, Bad English had a good hit that year. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard some good things about it. Jurassic Park, I would say the first one, then Jurassic Park 3, then The Lost World. Battlestar the TV show, I've never seen it. Aliens is a bit overrated. I still love it. Sure. Pretty in Pink is kind of overrated. I've never seen it. I do like The Breakfast Club, but maybe I can understand what you mean. Uh, I wouldn't say it's underrated, but maybe for a while there it was so overplayed, or like it was the only movie of that type to come out around that time. When 1999, he had some other movies that year that were similar, maybe not as raunchy, but I thought were better. Like 10 Things I Hate About You, I think that's a better movie than American Pie. I like Jawbreaker. I think that's maybe a little bit more fun. But I still like American Pie. I understand it's a product of its time and stuff. And, nowadays, imagine if that film came out, like people would throw a fit. But I still like it though. Favorite Rucker Howard roles, I would say, for Blade Runner, I mean, you got to mention that. The Hitcher, great movie. Blind Fury's fun. Split Second. Well, I have the only ones that I've seen are the first two and then five. So I don't know if I can really give an answer. I would say, for me, is you gotta go with the second one, Vietnam. I thought that was a great setting. American Pie 2. Yeah, I think I have the first two, and that's it pretty much. If you were a kid, which movie, family or family movie? Okay, I see. What movie family would I like to live with? Hmm. I have no idea. Rambo or Terminator? Got to go with Rambo. My favorite and least favorite moment from First Blood. My favorite moment, probably when he gets on the radio and he talks to Teasel. Like, that's my favorite moment. You drew First Blood, not me. Or you could say the speech at the end. And my least favorite moment, I don't know if I have a least favorite. The movie has a lot of great moments. Uh, Kurtwood Smith as Clarence Boddicker. At that time, maybe you could have had. Can you imagine Gary Busey around that time, playing that character? You know what? I'll go with that. That's a good answer. No, but yeah, I could have seen like Gary Busey play the Clarence Boddicker role, especially around that time. He was on a role, playing villains. Who else? Hmm. You know what? Why not Dennis Hopper? Can you imagine that? Yeah, yeah, I heard about that. But I'll go on for a few more minutes here, and I'll do like 3 or 4 questions, 3 or 4 more. Rugged Hauer, yeah, that would have been cool. Rugged Hauer would have been a good choice. I still haven't seen that movie. That's another movie that I got it, but I haven't seen it. Lift? No, I haven't. I think I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it. Um, I don't know. I mean, I thought Peter Weller did a great job. I really can't see. Rugged Hauer's a great actor, whether he plays a good guy or a bad guy, but I don't know if I can really see him as RoboCop. The Towering Inferno, I've never seen it, but I've heard about it. I might have it, but I can't remember. I know it's a Charlton Heston disaster movie. I think that one too has like other big names in the cast. I think Rugged Hauer would have been better as I think he would have been good Clarence Boddicker. All right, I'm gonna have to do that. I do know I have it on DVD somewhere. I know you're not a political person, but why do you think youth is so political these days? For attention, because it's what gets the clicks, they get the views, they get the subscribers. It's all about attention. It's all about how many views can I get on this TikTok or this Instagram reel or, whatever. I'm screaming, so therefore I'm right. That's pretty much what it is. But they'll wake up. It may not be next week, it may not be next year for them, but wait until they're like early 30s, mid 30s. Even sometimes, I look back on my Facebook 12, 13 years ago, and I'm like, what am I even talking about? Like, it's just, stupid, trivial stuff. And I know I was 13 years younger, but like, what was I thinking about? Like, what was, we get, we get wiser, I think. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Seinfeld. I love Seinfeld. It's probably my favorite sitcom. But I'll do one more question here and then we'll wrap up. So give me one more. And that is going to be it for this camera. Alexander Nevsky. I've seen only one movie with him. I forgot the name of it. Moscow Heat. Was that the movie? Is that the film I'm thinking about? He's kind of like an Arnold he's like a knockoff Arnold action star. And that movie was trash. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I know it's just one movie that I've seen, but I'm not a fan. And I've never played Duke Nukem. Um, it looks like fun. In fact, I'll get back, to like doing playthroughs again. I was wondering, like, how were you able to play and go live? Were you like doing on StreamYard, like a share screen share? Um, that's something that I may do in the future. But it looked like a fun game. But anyways, I'll wrap up here for now. And again, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock p.m., it's going to be me and Jamie Hart. We're going to be doing a live stream talking about movies. So feel free to come on by, join us, ask questions, make them fun, creative, crazy. But yeah, and this is going to be that will be it for this camera here. So say goodbye to the camera, the old camera. And tomorrow, if all goes well, I'll be back in 4K. So thank you all for joining in today. To Jamie, the one, Wildman Beyond, Kevin, Typhoon, DJ, Scotty. I try to give shout outs here. Yeah, Zach D, Rich. Thank you to everybody for joining in here. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. Ciao.